What's up, people? Anyway, hey, so I'm Brian. For those of you that know me, you know me. For those of you that don't, I read comic books because I like them, and I've been reading them since I was a little guy. Um, so yeah, I've kind of not been doing very many new book hauls, um, just because I have a lot of time keeping up with reading new books lately, and so, um, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to show you some books that I picked up from the used bookstore that I frequent. Let's start off with a little bit of work by, oops, my bad, one of my favorite artists in the whole wide world. I just kind of wish the guy was still alive so he could create more work, but he's not. And life goes on. So, I think most of you guys probably already know that Conan the Barbarian was written by and created by Robert E. Howard, who died in his, I think at the age of 33, maybe 30, I don't remember, in the 30s, and he died of suicide. He committed suicide, so he died really young, and tragically, because suicide's not a whole lot more tragic than that. I think I'd rather get hit by a car than kill myself. Anyway, so this was the artwork on this book, and a lot of Conan stuff was done by Mr. John Buscema, and just thought I'd show you that. So, anyways, this is Conan number 155 or 105. Sorry, picked this up. Most of these books I got for 99 cents plus 6% sales tax in Virginia. Thanks. But a few of them, actually, a stack of them I paid $1.99 for, and I'll show you those. Those are pretty cool, in my opinion. So, anyways, Conan 105, bag and board, and I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to read this. Chances are I've probably already read it, but a lot of these books aren't in the best of shape. Like this one, the cover's super loose on it. See that? Yeah. Anyway, that's what you get for $1, folks. Sometimes you get minty goodness, but this time I got that. So on top of Conan 105, I got Conan 116, 120. Now this was back in the day when Marvel used to put the date right there on the front of the book, so it made it so much easier particularly when you're digging through the price guide and say there's not necessarily with this book, but let's say Doctor Strange. There's 2 volumes of Doctor Strange from the 70s and then the 80s. Well, it's a lot easier to figure out what's what when you can just see the date on there, the year on the front of the book. That's just my opinion. And $123. Then we got Conan number 126. I got tired. 131. So some of these are in great shape, then others are. You see the spines aren't so pretty, but that's okay. 148. I'm not really going for condition on my Conan books. I'm just trying to collect them so I can read them all and know what the fork is going on with Conan back in the day. Because honestly, 146, Conan is one of the coolest characters ever, and I just like to get a big chunk of this so I can read it and enjoy it. Then, I'm not really too sure why I bought this next group of books, other than, actually I am pretty sure, but I would have to open one up and see. Excuse me, folks. So anyways, this reminds me of, this is JLA number 120. number 121. And the reason I bought this is the first one that caught my eye. I might be wrong, but it reminds me of Cliff Chang. So, at least the cover does. Let's see if I'm right. Probably not, but I think this is when they were putting the DC in the back. Where is it? Maybe it's from. I don't know. Hold on. Here we go. Sort of. Nope. I was wrong. Well, the inside, the interiors are done by a dude named Tom Darenick. But maybe it's not Cliff Chang. I don't know who did it. I can't tell who's it. There's a signature here. Where'd it go? It's right by his Balzac, I think. Yeah. Alright, right by his heel. Do me a favor and tell me whose signature that is, so I know who did the artwork. Because I think it's pretty eye-catching. And here's 122. 123. 124. This looks even more like Cliff Chang to me because the outlines on this are pretty bold, but it's still the same guy. The signature is right here. Right at the top. And 125. So about that. Let's throw the Conan shit in the back pile here. Unbeknownst to me, this seems to have become an Andy Kubert kind of haul in a way. I found Batman number 657. And Mr. Kubert signatures right there. So, I'm not really too sure why I bought it. Just the cover caught my eye, that's for sure. I picked this copy of Thunderbolts number 15 up for a buddy of mine. He's the guy I've mentioned before who's got the weird cover types that he likes to collect, and one of his cover types is sights or reticles, you know. So they're definitely in somebody's sights, and that's why I picked this one up for my buddy. And I picked number 16 up because, honestly, who doesn't love the Great Lakes Avengers? They're fucking hilarious. And I got Thunderbolts number 112. I needed this one to complete, it's not complete, to work toward completing my run of Thunderbolts books. That's 12, that's 114. Picked up Ghost Rider number 6. I'll probably be doing a few more conventions before the end of the year. And I'm pretty certain the Mr. Texaria will be there. And stop by and get him to autograph that for me. I got Nova Annihilation issue 2 of 4. Nova's whooping up on some drags. Now, this was all during a time when I wasn't reading books. So I wasn't even in the country, so I don't know what the heck's going on through all this. I just know this for 99 cents. This book is in, especially from where I bought it, this book is in really great shape. It's got a little bit of the thing on the spine when you either stack books or you have too many books packed into a box. It's got that little issue, but not too bad. Now, here we got The Mighty Thor number 19. I believe this is the second volume. That's John Romita Jr. there. It's actually not a bad cover considering that it's John Romita Jr., who I believe peaked on the X-Men. The first time he was on the X-Men. But Dan Jurgens wrote this. In fact, he wrote all of this run of the next books. Now, this is I'm not a huge DC fan. I never have been. So all of Dan Jurgens' work on Superman and all the stuff he's done since he went back to DC, I'm not overly familiar with. So I don't know what to say about that, but I will say this. His run on Captain America is one of my favorite Captain America stories. It's my favorite eras of Captain America. And I've read some of these Mighty Thor from this time, and I've got to say I really enjoyed them. I think Dan Jurgens does an excellent job of not just concentrating on the main character, but he also does a great job of working on the background characters and making it about more than just, oh, I'm Captain America, let me throw my shield, or I'm Thor, let me throw my hammer around. You get to know other characters in their universe, and it helps make the main character more likable, more believable, in my opinion. And here's number 30. So here's Mr. Andy Kubert again on a book that I picked up. It's a Maximum Security storyline era. Here's number 31. Again, Kubert and Jurgens. 34. 35. And that's it for those books. Now, I go into this bookstore not every week, not even every couple of weeks, but it feels like I go once a month at least. Most of the time I pull out some okay stuff. Usually nothing that's overly exciting to me, but this next pile of books, this pile of beauties right here, these are what I spent $1.99 a piece on, and they're all in fairly great shape. There's some that are probably down below a 9, in the 8 maybe range, maybe even a 7, 7.5 range. But these are all, except for one book, these are all Batman Gotham Adventures. I've probably said it many times before. The animated Batman is Batman for me. It's the Batman that I like the best. And so here's number 15. Here's Alfred cleaning up in number 16. Here's issue 17. Now, one day I'm going to stumble upon the holy grail of animated Batman books. It's number 18. 19. 21. Really like this cover with Batgirl on issue 22. She's opening a can of whoop ass in prison, looks like. Here's that Al Ghul dude on issue 23. Here's issue 24. Flash makes an appearance in issue 25. Here's Batman taking a baby into battle long before Cable with issue 26. I've had enough Batman in issue 33. See? No one Batman. Callaway. Issue 34. He's visiting a lion. Issue 32. At 35. He's swinging the hammer of justice down. This is Batman Gotham Adventures featuring Superman, and it's number 36, and it's the world's finest, as you can see. This one's funny. It's 38, and it looks like they're playing hockey, I guess. 39. 40, and so as you can tell with all the ice and Mr. Freeze, I've seen Mr. Freeze in other comics, in other Batman comic books other than the animated, and I just, in my opinion, the animated Mr. Freeze is the best one. He's the most tragic one, almost a heartbreaking story that he's got going, and I like it quite a bit. Here's 46 with Ventriloquist and Scarface. is issue 48. And this is the last book in this pile, and it is not a Batman book, but it is in the animated vein. It is Justice League Adventures number 14, The Sea King's Revenge. It's a very thick book because there's some sort of ads in the center, but I'm not sure what it is. Anyways, it's Justice League number 14. Sorry, Justice League Adventures number 14. I think that might be the first one of those I got. Now, real quick, a little shout out to a couple folks in the last comment on my last videos. My last video was my Goon video. Timmy, cool stuff, bud. I love the Goon. Thank you, Tim. I love the Goon too, and if you haven't read him, you should give him a try. Then our buddy Matt, Comic Quarter 410, says, "Hey buddy, remember how hot Nam was when it came out?" Actually, Matt, I don't remember how hot it was when it first came out because that was when I was a kid and I was getting my comics off the spinner rack, and I didn't get the Nam. It wasn't until my mid to late 20s that I started picking up some of the Nam books. I'm gonna have to look through and figure out what I don't have and maybe fill out that entire run. Now, on to the next part. That Michael Golden cover is a classic beauty too. Yes, Matt, I agree 100%. It is really cool. That's another book that I have to throw into my pile to take to conventions because I often see Michael Golden at shows, but I never have anything to get signed by him. And I usually don't have time to go digging through boxes to look for something. So I finally broke down and bought a book specifically for him to sign. Matt continues with, "I love Paul's Goon too. It's edgy, but I keep recommending Satan Sodomy Baby to so many folks. It's edgy, but you'll know if you want to read more Goon after you read it. LOL, that is 100% true. If you get through Satan Sodomy Baby and you like it, chances are pretty darn good you're going to like the rest of the Goon." Matt says the next issue of the Goon is supposed to have something semi-important happen in it. And take care, Ryan. Thanks, Matt, for that. And I do plan on trying to take care. Real quick, let me see if I can find it. If I have it in the pile around here real quick. It's something by Mr. Powell that I think goes above and beyond and over the top of what he normally does. And he had help with it. I've got all 4 issues of it. I just don't think I have them all for easy reach. Give me a second, folks. I think I got it sitting over here somewhere. Well, I can't find it. But anyways, what I was going to tell you about was, or is, you can probably still find this book in most stores. It's called Big Man Plans, and it's a 4-issue mini that he worked on with somebody else that I don't remember off the top of my head. If anybody else knows off the top of their heads, throw it in the comments so you guys can share and discuss whatnot. But anyway, it's about a little person or a little fellow, and he is pushed too far by life. And yeah, don't push little people too far because they might fuck you up. Just read that book if you want to see some shocking, crazy shit, because it's good stuff. And I'm going to show you one more thing that I bought last week on New Comic Book Day at work, just because it's beautiful. It's this cover for Thor's number 3. It's the, I don't know who did it. I didn't bother to look it up, but anyways, it's the variant for number 3, or for Thor's number 3. This is the Storm version of when they went to the X-Men went to Asgard. Specifically, she had the Thor-like powers. She had a hammer and she swung it around. Art Adams did the artwork on that, and it was followed up with a New Mutant Special number 1 that followed up. So it was a two-parter, and both of those books are fairly inexpensive. It was an X-Men annual. I think it was an annual number 9, possibly. Where's my phone? Give me just a second, and I'll look it up. Nope, not there. Nope, not there either. Okay, here we go. So is this one right here? Yeah, it was. It was Uncanny X-Men Annual number 9. I got this book hidden away somewhere, so that's that version of Storm. That's, I don't know. Can you? There. That's it. Anyway, it's a fairly inexpensive book, and there's that, and then I'm sure you probably are all familiar with the New Mutants Annual, but I'll see if I can find it for you anyways. Oh, here it is. It's actually not an annual, it is New Mutants Special Edition number 1. And this is the front cover of it. I don't know if those are showing up right or not, but anyways, those two books, if you're interested in that particular version of Storm, those two books are excellent reads. The artwork is great. Claremont and Adams knocked that one out of the park. So, folks, thanks for watching, and good night. Goodbye.